Hi everyone, and welcome to another video in my Buying a Property series on residential property in New South Wales. I'm Alexandra, and in today's video I'll be covering 6 things you need to know about cooling off periods. As always, I invite you to please support my channel, subscribe and hit the like button. I'll be posting a new video every week. A quick disclaimer that my videos are general and informational only. They're not intended as legal advice and shouldn't be relied on as such. Please see the full disclaimer in the description box below. Okay, so an issue which arises at the time of exchange of contracts is the issue of the cooling off period. I also have a video on what exchange of contracts is linked in the description box below if you'd like to know more on exchange. Point number 1. How long is the cooling off period? By law, it is written into the contract that if you buy a property by private treaty, you will have 5 business days after exchange of contracts to change your mind and withdraw from the contract, which is what we call the cooling off period. You'll have 10 days if the property is an off-the-plan sale. Point number 2. Withdrawing from the contract is not for free though. If you do exercise your right to withdraw within the cooling off period, you must pay the vendor 0.25% of the purchase price. So, using an example of a $1 million property, you would lose $2,500 for exercising your right to cool off and withdraw from the contract. Point number 3. You're not entitled to any cooling off period if you buy your property as the successful bidder at an auction, or on the same day as an auction after the property was passed in. Point number 4. Although you have the right to a cooling off period when you purchase a property by private treaty, the seller, who's known as the vendor, also has the right to ask you to sign a document waiving that right, and they usually do. The reason is that the cooling off period may be in your favour as purchaser, but it is not in the vendor's favour. The vendor can't sell the property to anyone else in the 5 business days you as the purchaser have to change your mind. So it is likely that you'll be asked to sign a Section 66W certificate, which waives your right to a cooling off period and is provided to the vendor solicitor for exchange of contracts. If you then change your mind and want to back out of the contract, you'll forfeit the 10% deposit you paid to the vendor on exchange, and may also be considered in breach of contract depending on the circumstances. Point number 5. Why might you prefer to exchange with a cooling off period? Well, examples might be that you really want to secure the property but still need to obtain outstanding information to inform your final decision on whether or not to go ahead with the purchase, such as getting your bank valuation and unconditional loan approval, and or having more time to consider your pre-purchase property inspections, such as pest, building or strata inspection reports. Although bear in mind that you should always try to arrange your pre-purchase property inspections before exchange, because depending on the type of report or certificate you have ordered, it often takes longer than 5 business days to obtain. Stay tuned for my upcoming videos on each of the pre-purchase property inspections your lawyer will typically recommend if you'd like to know more. Point number 6. My last tip for you today is, if you have exchanged with a cooling off period, you have until 5 p.m. on the 5th business day to give written notice of your intention to withdraw from the contract. And I do mean 5 p.m. and not a minute later. Even if it's 5:01 p.m. on the 5th business day, the vendor is completely within their rights to say, too bad, you didn't withdraw in time and now you have to proceed with the purchase or forfeit your 10% deposit. So, for your and your lawyer's peace of mind, please let your lawyer know of your decision to back out of the contract as early as you can before the deadline. Don't leave it literally to the last minute, as your lawyer will need time to give the vendor's lawyer written notice of your decision to withdraw from the contract and get that to them before that 5 p.m. deadline. And there have been instances, of course, when things intervene. For example, technology can get in the way and suddenly the server is down or the computer freezes or whatever. Don't take that chance. As always, please hit subscribe if you like this type of content and give a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Please share it, and if you'd like to make an appointment to engage my services, you'll find my contact details in the description box below. If you have any topics you'd like me to discuss in future videos, please leave a comment in the comment section, as I'd love to hear from you. I hope you found this video helpful, and thank you for watching.